And she didn't even care that we had something in common at this point. Didn't do anything. Yeah, I have a hard time dating, but it's not just because of the college thing. It's because I'm overly suspicious. You know, I asked this girl out on a date. I told her the bar, and she's like, "I love that bar. It's right next to where my boss lives." How do you know where your boss lives? All I read was, "I fuck my boss." I didn't even get like a yes or a no out of it. It's like, how do you know? I don't know where my boss lives. I don't think anyone does. So I'm showing it to my buddies, and usually you get the devil on your shoulder, the angel on your shoulder. All my friends are idiots, so I have 3 devils that are unique on my shoulders, and it's just like, hey, you can't go out with this girl. She fucks her boss, obviously. And the next guy, yeah, you don't know that, okay? Her boss could be a woman, right? Last guy's just like, women don't own houses. This is a very residential area. Her boss is a man, all right? That guy's a little sexist, but, I heard him out on his idea. Ended up meeting her there. Turns out her boss was a woman, and her boss rents the house, so it all made sense in the end, right? All right. I just got a Slack advertisement. I have a hot take. I think puberty is harder for men than it is women, or I should say boys to girls. I'm just saying, like, no woman has ever been in a math class. And let me start with this. The accidental arousal aspect, all right, for men. Men, you get like a brisk, nice breeze, and you're wearing some sweats, and you're like, okay, I'm ready to go. Women, it's like, it's a process to get them turned on. I just think no woman has been like, I cannot come answer the math problem because I'm wet as fuck right now. But many, many men have been unable to get up from their seat because they had to conceal a boner. I got this little mustache going right now. I shaved everything else. I got to keep this for an audition. And it sucks, because I'm in LA. Everyone lies to you in LA. They're like, that looks good, man. Did you see Top Gun? You look like Miles Teller, all right? You go anywhere else, bro. I went to New Jersey. I landed. They're like, you look like Freddie Mercury with more AIDS. It's like, bro, they did not even quantify AIDS at the time. It was a on or off switch kind of thing. So this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But it hurts, nonetheless. I'm going to try something new. This is a new character I've been working on. This is my last thing. What I like to do is I'll tell you the character. He's essentially like a musical theater teacher at a middle school, and he's very super gay, I had one of these. And what I want to do is, if someone's comfortable just giving me their cell phone for a moment, I want them to go to like Instagram or TikTok or anything, and I'm just going to scroll through, and in character, I'm going to critique everything I see on the feed. Does anyone feel comfortable handing their phone up? Thank you. I'll go to the gram. Gram is cool, either or. Now, when I initially did this character, it was a former director who looks at porn video titles and criticizes the title. But I think this is a lot more PG. Find yourself someone who will stop and move a turtle out of the road. Someone moved a turtle out of the road. This is so lovely, is the first comment. This is not lovely, okay? The world is a scary, dangerous place. Students, write this down, okay? If there was a turtle in the road, turtle soup is for dinner. And this is based on Mr. Pinto. He was my middle school musical theater teacher. I just got a text. Oh, it's a nude. I'm just kidding. It was, all right, thank you guys. My name is Sean. Find me on TikTok at Sean Tagdis, Taghdis. All right, see you guys. Coming back to the stage soon. The Quest.
Now we have audio. Whoa! Thank you, Mr. Rivera. That means somebody's looking. Sorry about that. There was no audio, but that's okay. Now, do you know how to see when it's audio next time?
Yes, ma'am.
So we should put down the troubleshooters, I'm thinking, so that I want a picture of how everything should look when it's right. You think that's crazy of me? I used to do this with Polaroids. Oh, am I getting too personal now? Please, I'm missing this guy so long. I don't know where you've gone, but you're back. Monsieur Charles Bentequois. I don't know how you say it. Let's give it up. Come on, one more time. Let's see which French name you're going to use. Jean-Charles, Jean-Pierre, Jean. It's not.
What's up, LA? Sorry I was late. I was kind of caught up in a entanglement. I was actually breaking up with my white girlfriend. Why? Because she's a nigga lover. Wait a minute. Before you throw me into the Candace Owens box, I don't know. I just question somebody who's white and has more black love than I do. It just doesn't seem authentic. So since I started with a breakup story, I'm going to lighten up the mood. I'm going to talk more about racism. So I want to put out a disclaimer. If you're sort of the sensitive Karen types, I will be using the N-word. So if you're, sensitive Karen, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he's using the N-word, I can use the N-word. Why? I have black friends. And so if you're white and you think, well, I have black friends, can I use the N-word? Technically, you can. It might get you a big ass whooping, but technically you can. And you also have to ask yourself, is my black friend the Candace Owens type? Because if she is, she doesn't count. So I just moved to LA about a year and a half ago from white supremacy. Utah. Well, I say I moved, but it was more like I fled. I fled from one of the largest white supremacist organization in the world. The Mormon Church. I also fled because I got so sick and tired of the racism from babies. No, so hear me out. I could be at a grocery store minding my own business, and a white Mormon mommy will pull up right beside me, and the baby will point and be like, Mommy, look, a nigger over there. And there'll be this, I'll look over there naturally, like, okay, where's the nigger? Like, they're talking about me? And then there'll be this awkward silence in the grocery store because the N-word just got dropped. And the mommy will go around the corner feeling so embarrassed, like she feel like the Southwest commercial, want to get away. And then she'll talk to her baby and look down and be like, Sweetie, we do not say that word in public. So I'm like, oh, so you say it in private. Or I could be at church and a white member of my congregation will approach me and be like, excuse me, son, do you know what the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ is for black folks? And I'm like, no. That if you're black and you're righteous here on earth, when you die and get to heaven, your skin will become fair, white, and delightsome. And I'm like, sir, that sounds like bad news to me. I think I'll take my chances in hell where I can keep my blackness. So I'm happy to be in LA, away from white supremacy. I finally have black neighbors. So I make sure my car door and my front door stay locked at all times. No, I'm kidding. I'm actually really excited about having black neighbors. Probably too excited about having black neighbors. The other day, I went up to one of my neighbors. I was like, hi, how's it going? My name is Stanley. Can we hang out? They turned around, looked at me, started slowly walking away. What's wrong with this nigger? LA's home now, and I like LA, but there are things I don't like about LA. I think LA is a place where we've taken culture appropriation too far. The other day, I went to a restaurant in Santa Monica. I went to a Jamaican restaurant in Santa Monica. And it was owned, managed, and operated by Mexicans. And listen, I know that's normal for you guys, but there's nothing normal about having jerk chicken with tortillas. And listen, I'm all about diversity, equity, and inclusion, but we have to draw the line with Mexicans making Jamaican food because we have Jamexican food. So I've come to reconcile that I'm woke. You know, I'm woke. And I use the word reconcile because sometimes I'm not sure what wokeness really means anymore. At first it meant to be socially aware of racial injustices, but now it can mean a man could be a woman or a woman can be a man. And so as long as you identify as such. So, you know, if you're a guy and you're going through a lot of divorce proceedings, you know, tell the judge, hey, I identify as a woman. Might save you half your assets. I don't know. But yeah, I've come to reconcile that I'm super woke. I'm so woke that I even believe that a transgender woman is actually a woman. Just like I believe Kraft cheese is actually cheese. No, I'm kidding. You know, so it's so funny because if you're a guy, you go to a club and you meet a woman. Well, you think she's a woman, and you bring her back to your place, and you know you start making the little love, and so you go south of the border, and then you come back up. You're like, I can't believe it's not butter. No, I want to end on a positive note with transgender women. They've accomplished so much. You know, they've won Woman of the Year. They've championed women's sports. And what I like about them, they're so rational and they're so logical, and they completely get men. So, well, that's all I have. You can find me, you can find me at a couple places if you want a legal service as well. But you can find me at StanleyJCharlesComedy.com. Thank you.
Oh, I can't wait to see you. Stanley, do me a favor. You're up there. We gave you the applause. Can you kindly bring it up for the Comedy of Patty for us?
Yes, let's give it up for the Comedy of Patty.
Give it up for me.
Yeah, come up here.
Comedy of Patty.
Huh.
Yes.
Keep it going for me.
Patty.
Patty, give it up for Charles, man. That was fantastic. Stanley, pardon me, Stanley. And you're right. Oh, by the way, yes, I am Kamala Harris's biological father. The cat is out of the bag. And as you can tell by looking at me, I have white privilege. I have it, and it's true. And here's something I want to say, and I want to say it longly and loudly. White people don't get to tell you who's black. Joe Biden doesn't get to tell Charlemagne the God that if you don't vote for him, you're not black. Donald Trump doesn't get to say Kamala Harris is not black. Do you know who gets to tell you if someone's black? Black people. Okay. I'll give you an example. Earlier today, my good friend Sunda Kuhnquist gave me an N-word pass. I did not use it. I don't think it's honorable. Okay. But Stanley, my good new friend, told me it was only good in the house. And definitely not in the field. So here's my point. Look, white privilege it's there, man. It's there in this country. There's no denying it. In this country, even Helen Keller had white privilege. She couldn't see it either. But here's my point. My white privilege allows me lots of things. My white privilege allows me to quote Dr. Umar and admit I'd like to fuck Candace Owens. And I'm not any less. I can marry a Filipina. Not any less. My neighbor, Big D, who recently called me his N-word, he's a qualified user, by the way. He has all the qualifications, and I base those qualifications solely on the color of his skin. So I'm not a racist. Or am I? Anyway, he told me, because he's married to a Filipina too, and he said that I get white privilege. I said, how does both of us being fucking married to Filipinos, what has that got to do with white privilege? He said, well, here's the deal. You marry Filipina, and white women say nothing to you, because the worst thing you can call a white woman is a racist. They fucking hate it. He goes, I've been married to my wife, Filipina, for 22 years. Sisters are still giving me shit. Sisters are still, and hold on a second, I'm going to say something. I'm from South Chicago. I had the privilege of growing up with black people. It wasn't just what was on TV or anything. I went to birthdays and graduation parties, and all that. And I understand black women's hatred of, say, the Kardashians. The Kardashians have culturally appropriated black men, like ornaments. They're interchangeable. Does that make sense to you? They're interchangeable. They use them for promotional purposes. I think collectively the Kardashians have seen more black cock than the men's urinal at the Apollo Theater. Take your time with that. It's just not right. And this is great. Where's Mark? Mark has been. It's like doing comedy at an assisted living home. He's limping in and out and back and forth. Well, there's people. When people get a load of this, when they drink all this in, the next question is, how do you feel about Diddy? I think he did. I think he did it. I think he did something. OJ maybe didn't do it, but he definitely did it. Diddy did it. But it's not unique. It's not unique to him. Epstein did it. Also, I don't know if you've read, but Garth Brooks has been accused of an invitation-only waffle-style house freak-offs. Except there's no baby lotion. It's mostly syrup. Mostly syrup. There's a lot of crazy mullets, and it's like a greasy hillbilly orgy that occasionally breaks out into fist fights. And 80% of the participants, first cousins. Yeah, you want to savor that. Drink that up. Drink that up. But there are certain things like I appear to be, at least to the common observation, a middle-aged garden variety white guy. Yeah, I'll give you that. But it's worse than that. I'm Irish. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Irish, but I'm terminally Catholic, which just means Irish Catholic. But people don't give a shit. When I say like I'm Irish Catholic, people, I was an altar boy. People say, "Oh, did the priests fuck you?" I'm like, excuse me? No regard. Just did the priest fuck you? I said no. It's my cousin Mickey. He was a lot hotter than me. Fucking hate Mickey. I hate him. I was propositioned by my high school wrestling coach, though. He said it's not gay if you don't make eye contact. And I'll tell you what, it did wonders for my body image. You know what I mean? Because I was a chubby kid. I was a fatty patty. I was what you call back then a husky boy. Husky. They had 3 cuts for your jeans. It was slim, regular, and husky. And I was a husky boy. In case I forgot, it said so right on my fucking jeans. Husky! And the thing about it was... he was a great wrestling coach, And my cousin Mickey took state that year. Fucking hate Mickey. Can't stand that motherfucking Mickey. How we doing? We doing okay so far? We doing okay? I was a little tense on the way over, so I stopped and I got a massage. And I always ask for a woman. Not because of anything sexual, but because I can pay her 28% less. That was a joke for the women in the audience. That's okay. It's got a little quiet in here, hasn't it? Give it up for Sean. Sean was up here. Yeah. Good stuff, man. Doing stand-up comedy in house shoes. I love it. And I'm very fond of Sean's mustache. Give it up for Sean's mustache. I think if your mustache were a suburb, it would be Rancho Cucamonga. Have you ever been to Rancho Cucamonga? There's no ranches there. None whatsoever. I'm a different type of cat when it comes to citrus. You know what I mean? Lemon, fuck lemon. I like lemon's sexy outlaw cousin. Lime. Give it up for lime. Come on, give it up for lime. This is great. There we go. We got Mark here. Our own intellectual Tony Soprano. Kind of a kosher Sean Hannity giving it to us. I think... Once again, give it up for Mark. He's not done yet. It's a lot of... We need to give him a little more. He needs a little more. I think we all suffer trauma and we react to the trauma. Like my mom died. Either that or she just hasn't spoken to me for the last 18 months. If you knew my mother, you would not find that hard to believe. She had certain borderline personality disorder that knew fucking borders. Never. She was worse at acknowledging a border than Kamala Harris. I threw that in for Mark. But that's okay, She used to say to me, "No, Patty, I may be a schizophrenic, but at least I have each other." I was a wee boy. And she had what you call an Elvis Presley fixation. She was obsessed with Elvis Presley. like completely obsessed with Elvis Presley. And when she passed away, you have to go through your parents' things. And every woman has a drawer which is adjacent to the bed. And in that drawer are things that no son should ever see. She had an Elvis Presley vibrator. It was white, and it had sideburns, and it had 2 speeds, Love Me Tender and Jailhouse Rock. It actually stole its style from a black vibrator and never even compensated it at all, never acknowledged it. So how am I doing here on time? Am I doing pretty good? Well, I'm going to leave you with this, ladies and gentlemen. Give yourself a round of applause. You've all been pretty mediocre as an audience, and I mean that sincerely. But I have a tiny dog that I love, that I adore, and my kids are all out of the house, and we used to wash her ourselves, and it was a wonderful memory for me. But I took her to a very fancy dog washery. Big, it's a chain, and everybody's dressed very well with their name. And I brought her in, and I put her on the counter, a very good-looking guy, muscles and a big jawline. His name was Ken. And he said, "Oh, you want to wash?" "Yes." There you go again. Give it up for Mark one more time. It's bing, bang, boom. So I'll start my setup again. Thanks. Anyway. I think I do at this point. Give it up for Mark one more time. He actually thinks you need to narrate stand-up comedy. He fact-checked me last week like it was a debate. So I walk up to the counter. The guy, big jaw, big muscles. He checks off, "You want to wash?" "Yes." "Okay." "A clipping?" "Yes." Nails?" "Yes." "Would you like your dog's anal glands expressed?" I said, "Do you mind doing that to me first?" And he said, "Well, we don't normally do it, but I'll do it. I'll do it for you." He took me in the back. He did it. It was amazing. I mean, it was changed my life. It's really something. And I came back the following week. My dog didn't need a cut or a wash, but I just figured I'd go check back in, and the same guy was there. Big long, big jaw, big muscles, and like a polo shirt on. I said, "Hey, how you doing?" He says, "I'm good." I said, "You remember that thing you did to me last week?" He said, "Oh, yeah, I remember." I said, "Can you do that to me again?" He said, "Sir, that was just a favor. We're not zoned. We don't have the proper licensing for humans." But he reached in his pocket, and he pulled out a card, and he wrote an address on the back. And he said, "This is the epicenter of anal expression." Turned out to be my cousin Mickey's apartment. I'm Patty! PADDYFORCOMEDY. I'm going to bring up our next comedian, but I want a test run real quick. I want multiple orgasms around the room in a figurative sense. I want some real love. Okay, are you able to do this? Yeah! Give it up for the one, the only Alan Weiss. Come on!
Woo! Nice!
Will left, and I had so many pointers for him. No, that's not true. Hello, everybody. My name is Alan Weiss. Thank you. Man, work makes me so tired. Hello. I didn't realize how big of a liberal you were. I work with my boss is a huge Trump supporter. It's really fun. I don't care, but I just think it's fun to listen to him as he watches Israeli TV. People blowing each other up. But anyway, the funny thing is you get off on stage and you say, "No one can find me anywhere," and I don't like videos, but we're on video. just funny stuff. I just know. I'm just pointing things out. I also had a hard time dating in college. I didn't date. Okay. Okay. Enough with the stupid stuff. I woke up and I had comas on my mind. You know, when someone wakes up in the hospital with a coma, and I was thinking, like, all the relatives are always so happy when the person wakes up. Like cousin Jimmy is like, "Oh, I can't wait to play ball again," and Uncle Larry's like, "Oh, I can't wait to watch the game," and then his wife is like, "I wish I pulled the plug." Yeah. People always want, ghosts. They're always like, "Oh, they're so scary," and stuff. And I was like, well, if I was a ghost, I'd be a happy ghost, a helpful ghost, not happy, helpful ghost. And it'd be like, you know, whoo, you left your stove on. Woo, buy low, sell high. Woo, your boyfriend's cheating on you. But I'd really actually be an autistic ghost. And like, woo, yesterday's date was divisible by 2. People always wonder what you, Patty, hello. The aliens are here. So people wonder what they put on their tombstone. You know, I know what I would put. I'm right behind you. Okay. Okay, so I go to the gym. I do go to the gym, and there's always these guys there with muscle dysmorphia. Then you want to look huge and more ripped, and you're like, you know. So to help them out, I stand next to them, except in the shower. I work out at home in the morning, but it's really, really difficult because I have a snooze button. Oh, I heard the sigh. Okay, Mark, I don't have anything good for you. I'm sorry. What? It's always a Jimmy Carter joke. I didn't have that was a Jimmy Carter joke. I could give you a Jimmy Carter joke. Okay, gotcha. I don't know Jimmy Carter. I think he was the president before I was born. I work at home, and it's weird because there's still a guy grunting, like a silverback gorilla. It's my neighbor having sex. That was a true story. He would grunt and grunt like a gorilla, and then he got married and he stopped. People think I'm strange because I work out at home. They think I have amazing willpower. That I only have amazing willpower that I can roll out of bed and work out. I mean, I think it's, you know, going to the gym has tremendous willpower. You have to get up, change, get in clothes, drive to the gym, work out, you know, or actually get to the gym, sit on the bench and stare at the weights. I just do that at home. Okay. We're just getting through these. Okay. Maybe I can do all these in a show on Sunday. I don't know. Okay. Here's an interesting fact. Love languages. You know, there's 5 love languages. Words of affirmation, physical touch, I can remember quality time, and gifts, right? I always thought there were only 3, begging, pleading, and diamonds. Loads and loads of diamonds, and every once in a while a Louis Vuitton purse. Oh, God. Yes. My love language is touch, which is odd because I don't like to be touched, except for one place. My heart. Okay, 2 places. My heart and my mind. Okay, 3 places. But we'll keep this show PC. I don't like to be touched. Growing up, my brother would manhandle me. He'd like beat me up. It was so bad. It was so bad that now I even flinch when he texts. I went to my therapist for dating help, and she's like, your love language is touch. I'm like, get off. That was all my new stuff. I was going to write, okay. So, Mark, I think the political mascots should change from a donkey and an elephant. They don't really represent the political parties. The Democratic Party should have an outreach begging hand, and the Republicans should have a middle fist, a fist raised with middle finger extended. Is that right? I also think that some books should be left unwritten. So I write letters to I write letters to the author and say your book was only worth the heat it provided. That was difficult. Yeah, I don't have much else because I just was trying to get some new stuff for a show on Sunday. I just want to do new stuff. You know, you get all the old stuff. You're like, I just want to do some new stuff. So yeah, so that's all my stuff. that was new. I don't have anything else at the moment. So thank you very much. I will give the time back to the room.
So what's the joke before the heat provided?
I don't want to write. The joke is, I found that some books should be left unwritten. So I like to write and then you can go like George Bush's glory days, and then you can go. I like to write a note to the author and say your book was only worth the heat it provided.
That's a beautiful close. You gotta do something more that's gonna get this young people. What else could we do?
Yeah.
Besides that one, you know what I mean? Like what is it? Musk something for this other generation.
Oh yeah, I love Elon Musk. You know.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just think about we talk about Clinton. They're just like
Who? Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's just,
The art of the deal. Yeah. True.
Look at this. He has to get beat down at the end. Come on, give it up, man.
Thank you, everybody.
You bring up Jazzy for me?
Okay, the next comic is amazing. I've seen her all over town. She is really funny. So bring it up for Jazzy.
Yay, Jazzy!
Hey guys.
Hey.
A lot of people think that because I don't have a dad that I have daddy issues. I hate that. I had daddy issues. Now I have daddy solutions. I realized, I fell into that cliche of dating older men. And then I was like, okay, turns out I don't want an old man. I just want a dad. Solution? Daddy hunting. Wives don't need to worry, but daughters do. I'm gonna steal your daddy. It is the worst when a daughter is so ungrateful and nothing her dad does is enough. She'll be like, oh my God, he won't stop calling me. All he talks about is the weather and his lame dad jokes. I love the weather. My favorite part about dad jokes is dad. So I found a therapist because let's face it, therapists are like the best dads. Okay, they listen, they give great advice, and they're accessible. On my first visit with this therapist, he was like, Jazzy, I'm surprised you picked a male therapist given your history. I'm not. Is that a photo of your daughter? Oh my God, she looks so ungrateful. Come Father's Day, I'll get him the better gift so she could just step aside because that's my father now. Nobody's off limits, not even my own family. I stole my uncle. Okay, really quick, I usually do it one way, but I'm doing it for a party with kids there. It's not for kids, but they're going to be present, so I'm altering a bit. Let me know if this works, okay? We'll just run it back real quick. Nobody's off limits, not even my own family. I stole my uncle, and now I call him father uncle. Does that work? I usually say daddy uncle, but it's like, what do we think?
You need to do this act so you can know what you're doing and you mark it up after you get it. And you'll say, you know what, here, instead of saying da-da-da, maybe I'll say uncle, daddy, but you know what, for the white kids, I'll say,
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Right.
A lot of them white kids there. Okay, mira. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Yes. So now I call him daddy uncle. And I know that sounds weird, but don't worry about it. We're fine. I went looking for love everywhere. And I realized I dated a lot of dogs. I might as well get a real dog with a tail. So I went to the pound and I saw these bars and I put my face between them and I saw these two white eyes just peering at me. And he booped my nose with his nose, put his paw on my hand, told me I was the only one, just really love on me. And then this guy comes out of nowhere and he's like, you don't want that guy? That's a bad boy. He's so bad, he's on death row. I don't know what it is about me, but I attract all the bad boys. And I was like, this is when I might actually be able to change. So I bust him out of there and I took him home. But as soon as we got home, he went cold. He didn't come when I called. No more boops. He kept going to the bathroom, closing the door, probably on his doggy's cell phone with other bitches. Lesson learned. Once a dog, always a dog. I also learned that you could take the boy out of the system, but you can't take the system out of the boy. He was tough. He showed no weakness. He wake me up at 7 a.m., eyes staring into my soul, demanding that we stick to that schedule. 7:02, meal time. 7:15, yard time. And that was like the only time he'd wag his tail when another dog passed by, and then he'd shank him. 10:15, nap time. 7 p.m., meal time again. 9 p.m., lights out for everyone. Didn't matter if I wasn't tired. I just have to lie there awake. It was tough. But I learned I just had to accept him for who he was. He was an aggressive guy. He had a past. Was he perfect? No. Did he completely change? Was he Hannibal Lecter around other dogs? Yes. Yes, he's my good Hannibal. And now for some other stuff. Okay. I've been spending a lot of time on Bumble lately. And then when I see a guy with a dog, I like to open his profile and just look on there, see more pictures of his dog. And I want to see if it's his. And then I just keep swiping left until I end up on Pet Finder. And then I'm like, it's the same thing. I've got to reach out first. I spend the whole first date trying not to scare him off. I keep him interested with treats and promise that there's more where that came from if he just moves in with me. And I'll scratch his head as long as he promises to be seen with me in public and sleep in the same bed. The other night I was bartending, shaking all I have, gave it to the patron. Singles were flying from everywhere, and I was like, I'm kind of like a stripper, a liquor stripper. Being a petite bartender is incredibly challenging. Like, I can't reach the top shelf. So I become a pro at ballet. Someone will be like, I like top shelf bourbon. Top shelf bourbon, sir? I got you. Oh, shit. Guys, I didn't plan to wear heels and do this. I'm going to try anyway. That's how you make a drink. Ballerina. Oh, thank you. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. I am so intense when it comes to flirting with someone after the fact. Like, I'll be at a restaurant and there's like a really cute guy and he's the waiter and he comes up and he's like, would you like a burger? And I'm like, or he's like, would you like to order? And I'm like, yeah, I'll order a burger. No, I don't eat anything. And then he leaves. Boy, I'll tell you what I want. You bring me that ass, you know what I'm saying? And then he comes back. Would you like some water? Yeah, I can use some water. I'm just a little thirsty. Then he leaves. Thirsty for you, boy. You ever been with a liquor stripper? Okay, y'all, that's what I got today.
And where are they going to find you, Missy?
You can find me at Jazzy Ayala on all the platforms.
Ayala. Wepa, Ayala. You see? You got to have some arroz con pollo. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to talk to the kids. Okay, you got kids, you got an adult. And you're going to talk about the food. I thought they were going to have soup because, my favorite soup. Right, kid? You know how you make, what's the joke, Mark? You know how you make carrot soup? No, you don't know. No, it's gold soup. You need 14 carrots. So you're going to do that. That's going to get them going. That last joke, the adult joke you're trying to do, is for the adults. Make it very clear. Whenever you do anything, they can't hear you when you're doing that. They can't. So you're going to do this. And then you're going to do your little act around there because that way they can still hear you. This is your power at all times. All right. So So that's it. I'm not going to do all that for you guys. I've been very crazy tonight. I want to say Shana Tova to everyone who's watching. We had a beautiful day in synagogue. Not that you guys asked. I'm just telling you. It was great. The rabbi's glasses broke. And it was very weird because I thought he was winking at us the whole time, but he wasn't. And we know that Jazzy has a show, and we know that Johnny over here knows what he's doing, and we got Mr. Allen here that's going to be doing a show on Sunday. Sunday? The 13th. And that's going to be again where? At the Ice House. Oh, bring a friggin' jacket. They call it the Ice House for a reason. And Jazzy's going to be entertaining Romper Room. She's too young to know what Romper Room is. And Mark, I hope you feel better, honestly. I was making a joke when Patty's phone got off. I just wanted to bitch at somebody, because when you're not here, he has to come with me and listen to me bitch at him.
I'm a surrogate, Mark.
It's a surrogate Mark. I bring him to the cemeteries. But at least Marilyn Monroe is there. We have an audience. Hugh Hefner. Come on. Thank you so much, Johnny B. To everyone else, Lila Tov, good night.